Hey mamas and daddies, welcome back y'all. So new space because lighting. Like as much as I wanted y'all to be in my bedroom space and we be like intimate, like this is like a girl talk, little couple of guys. I couldn't see nothing, and I'm sure y'all couldn't see me. So here we are. But with all that said, y'all want to just like jump right back into the story, right? So, like many of you probably were, initially, baby daddy was stuck. Like, all that hee hee, ha ha, and all the little jokey jokes. His little balloon was like, shh. Like, it deflated and exploded in his face in a matter of seconds. I think I just spit in a matter of seconds because all the ha ha hee hees is over when you find out it's real, baby boy. So, I'm like if I'm remembering correctly, I know we sat in the car for like another hour after he got to my house. But I'm thinking that he just kind of sat there for a minute, he let it sink in. I feel like he asked me if I was joking and I was like, doesn't look like I'm joking. I remember him being like, well, that explains why you've been like always talking about you had to throw up or you wasn't feeling good, you was tired. And I'm like, nigga, I was trying to drop hints, like you wasn't getting it. I was trying to tell you because I couldn't figure out how to tell you. So I think at the time I told him I might have been like 2 months. And y'all have to realize the only people that knew right away, because he asked me like why didn't I tell him right away, the only people that knew right away was me, Jesus, and the insurance lady, because my childish behind called the insurance company to make sure that when I went to my doctor's appointment, it wasn't going to show up on my insurance because I didn't want my mama to know. Y'all, I'm like 24, 25. So I just was in a place. So he was really upset about the fact that like he didn't know right away. And I'm like, yo, first of all, y'all saw the first video. I was in shock. Like I was like, yo, I was shocked. I was scared. On top of that, I didn't really want to say anything if like too soon, and then I had a miscarriage, and then I'm like, well, I just had a miscarriage. In my mind, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna have a miscarriage, I'd rather just go through that by myself. I don't feel like telling nobody and dealing with all that. People being weird, want to check up on me and like be in my space. I didn't want none of that. So he was pretty upset about that, understandably. And okay, so again, remember that disclaimer? It's going to be in this box again too. Read, memorize, share to all your friends. This isn't to bash him. This ain't coming for him. If y'all would have asked me a couple of months ago and periodically through these past 3 years, I would have probably tried to do a little couple things. It was a lot of periods of times where I had a lot of hatred for him. Jax is downstairs watching a movie. Right, joys of motherhood. When you're trying to record your YouTube video and your kid is unhappy with the color spoon that he's using to eat his oatmeal. This is why I try to record when he's not home. But, God dang it, what was I saying? I remember. So, disclaimer, read and memorize, share with all your friends. Used to hate him, working through that. But these are feelings that I felt at that time. But also, there's some things like, as much as I am an open book, there's some things that I'm not going to share simply because the internet is a cruel and vile place. And I ain't worried about nobody for me, but I do have to think about my sweet Nubian prince. And 10 years from now, 3 years from now, however many years from now, I don't want him finding out certain things from social media, you feel me? Like some things he's not going to know at all. Some things he's going to know because me and his daddy going to talk to about first, not y'all niggas. So, that being said, some stuff I was going to share, I was like, let's not. But I am going to share this, okay? So, in the midst of our conversation, in the midst of talking about, like, why I waited so long and how he felt about the fact that I waited so long, he felt like, I guess, I was hiding something. So, y'all, we're talking about the baby, when we thought it happened, how we thought it happened, because he knew the same thing I knew, like, sis, you ain't supposed to be able to have no kids, so what you mean you pregnant? Like, nah, player, trust me, I wasn't trying to trap you. So this Negro said to me that he wanted to get a DNA test. So me being the sound-minded Christian woman that I am, my response was, well, I know who I'm sleeping with. And I've only been sleeping with you for the past year and a half. So what do you mean? Like, I took that as a shot to my integrity, a shot to like my character. Like, I know who my baby daddy is. But again, we continued to have a conversation, and I understood why he felt that way. And eventually, we were on the same page with some things, and we moved past that little comment. And some other comments that came up, like, I expressed to him, like, I'm not staying here with this baby. Like, we'll stay here for a minute because I didn't want to take the baby. I'm saying the baby because at the time we didn't know he was a he. I didn't want to take the baby away from his family. I'm a first-time mom. I wanted to be near my mom and my aunts and just other women that I knew could help me. But at the same time, y'all, I live in Baltimore. Baltimore is not a place that you want to raise your child, especially not your black son. Okay, I didn't know it was a black son at the time, but not your child. Like, I never envisioned me being here, period, with the family. When I just thought I was going to have me a little husband, especially not with no baby. So that was a scenario that we had to work through as well. Some things had been put on the shelf for some time. But eventually, we were on the same page. And we just started talking about, like, what we think the gender was. And, started talking about, like, how I wanted to parent, how he wanted to parent. We had to discuss the meeting of families because up to that point, there was never going to be a meeting of families because we were never on that wavelength. Funny, he actually had met my mom already. Funny story about how that occurred. Quite hilarious. She probably never looked at me the same way again, but hey, my house. So funny. So yeah, those were like, we had to work through those things, and that was a lot to deal with too because my family, once I finally told them, was like, okay, let's meet him. Like, he's a part of the family now. Like, he's gonna be your child's father. We want to meet him. We want to involve him. And he wasn't on that length, and that really hurt because I'm like, yo, I'm not you. I'm about to have an intruder in 3, 2. Hi, little friend.
I don't want this spoon.
Okay, then don't use it.
Take it.
No, put it in the sink.
Not in trash.
No, not in the trash. So yeah, sorry, Jackson and his spoon again. So yeah, it was really difficult for me at the beginning. Maybe not so much of my pregnancy, but the beginning of us really talking about serious things, right? Because I'm used to my family, like, when stuff happens, we get mad, but then we get kind of clannish, and we like hover and come together and like swarm and protect. So I'm like, they're opening the door for you to come in. You don't want to come in. Why don't you want to come in? Like, I don't know. They're not going to go anywhere. This is my family, and my family is very close. So, and on the opposite end, I'm like, I mean, I really wasn't pressed to meet your family, but at the same time, it's like, I think you would want to know the person that's carrying your grandchild. But again, like, becoming pregnant with Jax and having these conversations that we never had before, because these are conversations that you pretty much only have with someone when you're expecting to have a child with them, or when you're planning, or when you're like me and you accidentally get pregnant. Well, not accident, because it wasn't an accident. Anyway, didn't accidentally phone it, but can you say that? Oh, well, I just did. These are like some conversations that you're finally having. So I was like, okay, we really are coming from two different worlds and trying to figure out within a matter of months how we're going to raise this child. I will say this for him. He was very supportive of me telling my parents because, again, long story, like, I had been pregnant before, as y'all know, but that was a whole different situation. So telling them then and telling them now, I had that like looming over me. Like, what if they respond? Like, what if my family responds the way they did before? So he was pretty supportive in that. And so tell the parents, tell the family, everything goes way better than I thought it would, because at this point I was 24, living on my own, had a job. They were like, sis, you grown. Like, before you was an infant. So now you fine. So telling the fam, right? And so it gets closer to the day of the gender scan. I did not want a big gender reveal. I'm actually going to talk about this in the next video because that needs a whole video by itself. So I did not want to have a boy. And I was really going through the motions about it. So of course, you know, like everybody has like their thoughts about what it's going to be. So it's the day up and I'm on the phone with my sister. I'm on the bus on my way to the doctor's appointment. My mom is meeting me out there because she was coming from somewhere else. And he's meeting me out there because his sister wanted to come. His sister was supposed to be coming too. So they were going to like go to breakfast or whatever. So everybody's meeting there. First of all, the nigga shows up late. I was already like anxious because it's the day of the scan and we're going to find out what we're having, and you're late. So we get back there. And I had told my sister, I was like, all right, I'm here. I'm with my mom. I'm going to text you when I find out what it is. And we like team girl, right? So we get there, get to the back. He gets there like just in enough time, right? So they got the gel on my belly, trying to find the genitals. And she says, it's a boy. Yay. Yay. So, him and my mom leave the room and I fall out on the table screaming, and I text my sister, it's a effing boy. Only I didn't say effing. I said it.